Adventures of FETT by Dylan's Little Hobbies. Chapter 1. A small farm boy was walking into the tall grass of his home world collecting corn from the crops, when he hears blast of fire. He sees flash of bright lights and smells smoke and fire from just north of him. It is the direction from his home. He got on the back of a cattle and rode it all the way home. When he got there, he saw nothing but fire and destruction. Under a banner of death, one of the bodies stood up and tried to shoot him, when another behind shot instead. He trips over to his knees in total fear of the sound. The man in armor stood up and walked towards him. Just on the tip of his neck he saw a small Mandalorian tattoo. The boy looked up at his face but only saw a cold helmet. "Where's your home, boy? Where's your kin?" the man asked. The boy looked towards the ruins of the farm. The man understood and nodded his head. "Your ward is gone thanks to my war. I'm sorry your home is now a wasteland thanks to the war we dragged with us." The boy cowed in fear. "I understand." The man crouched down. "I am just a mere a Mandalorian. There's a bad Mandalorians which I must stop before they do more damage like they did here. Will you like to help us, boy?" He held out his hand. The boy took it and cried some more. The man picked him up and asked for his name. It was Jango Fett. A female Paladuva named Aurora ran into the bar. She looked around as if she was searching for someone. "Can I help you, sweetheart?" a fat Rodian called out. She ignored him and found who she was looking for. But the fat Rodian stood up next to her. "Hey," said Kuda. Before he could finish, she shot him and walked to the back of the bar. "Hey, Bobby, I've been looking for you, kid," a young teenage man under a Mandalorian helmet said. "The back of the room. What do you want, Aurora?" "I said to leave me alone, did I?" He sounded annoyed. "Hey, kid, relax. It's been a while since I've seen you." She tried to calm him down. "You don't show up unless you want something," Boba replied. "And today of all days the last person I need is you." She laughed. "What's wrong, Boba?" "Now, you don't mean that." He tried to get up and leave, but, "Hey, I got a job. And I need help on this one. Now you me from the last time I helped you out." Boba rolled his head, which obviously his eyes went inside. "What's the job and how much?" He replied. "Good, that's my boy," she said. "Not your boy, what's the job?" He snapped back at her. "Well, this is a big one. If we do it, not only can we get a good helping of Imperial credits, but we'll be good with the Empire. If we do this, we might get more jobs from them regularly." She said, "Well, be on an easy path of being rich. The job is simple. We just have to steal some cards from the Crimson Dawn." Baba was surprised by this. "Are you kidding me? The criminal syndicate?" "Yep, Baba. The Empire wants to take them out, and we're the undercover agents for it. This job is big, and if we get into trouble, we might face the big bad boss. I heard he has hands and a lightsaber, a Jedi. Boba, and bring him into him, sure we'll get twice what they're offering for this job. I can't do it alone, and you and I have experience with Jedi. Let's do it together." Boba sat back for a moment. "Okay. Meet me on the slave one in an hour. We're taking my ship." "That's my boy," Yura said. Boba left the bar without another word. It's been 3 years since the Empire took over the Republic. Boba was now 16. Boba walked into the slave one. He looked around and could only fall to his knees. Today was a special day, one that he did have the strength to look forward to. He did sleep the past 2 days in hopes that he could sleep this day away. Instead, he took a 1-hour nap and waited for her to show up. He despised working with her, but knew how big of an opportunity this was to work for the Empire, so he did what he was told. As he woke up, he saw Riora flying the ship. "Wake, wake, sleepyhead. You've been asleep for 3 hours." He said nothing and took his helmet off while he sat down. "Where are we going?" He had short hair and sleepy eyes. "To find someone we need on this job. Believe me, I hate the idea of splitting the money up, but without him we're doomed." Boba nodded. "Who are we going for?" "Cad Bane," she replied. Boba just nodded at the name. Cad Bane, the Jedi killer, who was made famous through the Clone Wars. Boba met him a few times, but knew of his deeds, the top bounty hunter of the era. But times were changing. Cad Bane was not on his luck. He was retiring on Coruscant in the lower levels. You had to know him to find him. It was said. "Wait, so we're going into Imperial space?" Boba asked. Aura nodded. "Ingenious the fool is hiding in plain sight under their noses. But if he agrees, it can benefit him too." They land deep in the underworld of Coruscant. Ah, come on, Barbara yelled back. We got some walking to do. Boba followed her and they went deeper and deeper in the city. They came to an old apartment. They opened the door and walked in. Sitting on the couch watching the Empire News, Adura's mail. Hi there, Era said. Bane looked up from him a little dazed from drinking. What are you doing here? I told you when you called me, I said. But then he saw Baba. Django, he said as he grabbed his blaster. What are? Easy, easy. Ara said. This is Baba. Django was my father, Baba replied. Ben took his hand off his gun and calmed down. I see. I forgot he had a son. I remember you. You've grown, kid. My dad died long ago. I know. I don't know what I was thinking. He died today, right? Isn't this the anniversary of his death? Baba nodded. You knew him well, right? Baba asked. Yep, me and him go way back. Anyway, enough of that. I told Ura. The time's there. Changing. I lost all my money when the Empire took over. I'm a wanted man even among the Empire. Am I hiding, not retiring? I just don't want business with the Empire. You can find someone else. But we need your skills. Said Aurora. We're getting paid. She shouted. Money ain't enough anymore, said Bane. Not when the Empire rules all. I used to be the biggest gunslinger in the galaxy. I took down plenty of Jedi and have gone toe to toe with the likes of Obi-Wan and Anakin. But when the Empire took over, there was the bounty hunter who was safe. They all ran to Jabba to protect them, or tried to make their own guilds. Underground criminal organizations. Not one can beat the Empire. I got free and am not going back. Any other job you got'll take in a heartbeat, but I don't want anything to do with the Empire. A possible Jedi could be in charge of the crime syndicate known as Crimson Dawn. I know how you hate Jedi, and I know how much you can stand the Crimson Dawn for. Ara was interrupted. No, those adults just can't appreciate my talents is all. Screwed me out of some credits. I'm not going to work for them. The Empire does. To know you're with us, he'll pay you personally. There's got to be something you want. Bane thought to himself for a moment. Yes, there is something I want. And that is, Bobo asked. Bane laughed. He'll do it, but what I want I'll keep to myself. Just get me my hat, he said as he got up. Ara grabbed his hat and handed it to him. He had an old feather on. He grabbed some gear, rocket boots, and flamethrower gloves, his 2 pistol blasters, and a toothpick.
Subscribe to Dylan's Little Hobbies right now.